All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and one more time, and I want to say Yom Torah, Sameha. I want to say Leshana Tova to everybody, and Happy New Year to everybody. The Parashat of this morning is called Parashat Haazinu. We are now in the new year, the year 5785, 5785. We thank the Lord our God for the love, for the blessing, for the grace, for the life that He has given us, and for the blessing that He has blessed us in the land of the living. The Lord God cover us with what? With His righteousness. We don't have righteousness of our own, because if we want to come before the Lord with our righteousness is zero before Him. And so therefore, if our righteousness is zero, then we are not qualified, right? We are doomed. But God Himself said, no, I'm going to cover them with my righteousness. And so therefore we can come before Him and say, Abba Father, we love you. He's going to embrace us and say, here are my lovely, beautiful children. So the title that I subtitled this understanding, or this word I want to speak this morning, is called forgiveness. Forgiveness. We need to understand the importance of forgiveness. For you shall not forget, but you shall forgive. Forgiveness is extremely important for us as children of the living God. So as we have heard from the Torah, as we have read in the Torah, and also in the Messianic understanding, we need to know the importance. I can't overemphasize this, the importance of forgiveness. There is a standard tradition of asking for mechila, which means for forgiveness, right, from one another before Yom Kippur. This it's a tradition of our people. We go asking forgiveness from one another. Typically, it is easier to ask forgiveness from someone who isn't that close to you, such as an acquaintance, or a person whom you are friendly but it's not so close with you. If I just go to that person, forgive me my sin. I'm sorry if I've done anything against you. Can you forgive me, please? Right? There are other people who are very good friends, and still other who are even closer, more closer than a friend. For example, a family member. Throughout the year, we are more likely to have run in and disagreement with people with whom we have close contact throughout the year. Typically, shortly before Yom Kippur, someone will approach you to ask for mechila, which means forgiveness. Immediately, we respond, of course, I forgive you. Then, without missing a beat, we respond by asking forgiveness from them too. Somebody can say, okay, forgive me, oh, I forgive you. Then you say, oh, please forgive me too. It's just like that, So you ask for forgiveness from your friends, from your acquaintances, and you have the forgiveness also from your what? From your family member, your husband, your wife, your children. So but there is a group of people who doesn't fit into this. Then, without missing a beat, I said you are going to ask for forgiveness back for what? From them, we don't even refrain at all. For this group, asking for mechila, asking for forgiveness, is only one-way street. Let me explain. Children need to honor and respect their parents. They need to ask forgiveness. But the parents do not ask or do not have to ask for forgiveness from their child. Right? A rabbi is also categorized in that group. I said, children seek forgiveness from their parents. Remember, the Torah told us we are not in any form or in any shape should judge our parents. A child can never ever judge their parents. Please, I don't want to ever make that mistake to judge your parents. Never. Because your parents, according to our tradition, are small God. They are your God. They made you. They created you. You can don't even fantasize in your mind. Don't even imagine in your head to judge them. You can't. The judgment belongs to God, not you. Your job is to say, God, I thank you for the life that my parent has given you. The greatest thing that your parent gives you is life. And when your parent has given you life, they train you for the best knowledge that they have. If somebody doesn't have a sugar, or if somebody doesn't have an honey, they cannot give you an honey. They give you what they have. What they can provide for you at that time is what they provide. It is your job as you grow up to now develop it, to bring it bigger. It's not to, hey, my friend, dad and mom, they have money, they have millions, they went to the best school. But me, I don't go to the best school. I went to the local school. But you still went to school. School is school. Yes, the beginning might not be the same. They'll be like this because they went to a private school, which is more intense study. There's a narrow study that they put their mind into. And we are just going to the public school, maybe the teachers are not as good as that. It doesn't matter. It depends on you. I have seen, let's think, for example, the guy who's running as a running mate of Trump, Senator Benz. He was raised by his grandmama. His mama was an addict, drug addict. He was raised by his grandmama. Every time he talks, he said, I thank my grandmama. He went, then the 9/11 start. When the 9/11 start, this man went and enlisted in the military. Now he went to Iraq. He came back. Then from after that, he went to college. From college, they say in one or 2 years, he passed everything. From college, he went to Yale University. The army sponsored him in all those things. And now, he didn't say, oh, my mama is an addict. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? He didn't bring down himself and say, my mama is an addict because I didn't go to the best school in the world, because Yale University are the best people in the world that goes down there. Those are going to private university. He did, private schools. He's one of the top first 5 university in the world, right? Yale University. He didn't say, hey, my mama, you are bad, you are drug addict, I didn't go to school. No. He went to the army, he bring up himself, got himself, but I have life. I'm an adult now. I don't have to blame my mama for everything that happened to me in my life. That is the idea. People do all the blame upon their parents, even though from after being an adult. What do you want your parents to do? No. Your parents have done the best they can for you. You have to build it up from there. And now, he's a senator. And now, he's running for the vice president of the United States. So, there is nothing impossible. Nothing. It is that limitation is in your head. When God said you have no limitation. Can you imagine? You have no limit. There is nothing you cannot achieve in your life if you put your mind into it. The Torah says unto us, oh, that there is nothing impossible for man under the sun. And look at them. What we did, men begin to do the same what we did. They copy what we did. And so therefore the Lord God came down and see the building, the Tower of Babel. So wow, this is incredible. We need to do what? Divide their language. Because whatever they put their mind into, they can achieve it. There's nothing you cannot achieve. There's nothing you cannot, there's no level that you cannot reach. It depends on you individually, your determination to reach to that level. So we as a human being, we as children, has no right to judge our parents. Remember the day that you were born, you didn't know. The woman poured her blood upon your head. It's a sacrifice. That woman said, I'd rather die, but this son or this daughter shall live. She can die in that process, no? It's possible. But she said, no, I will give life to this child. I will carry it no matter what. So therefore, we have no right in no form or shape to judge our parents. Leave them, let God judge them. They might have done something wrong against you, they might have done something. Your job is to care for them. Care for them. And you will see what God will do for you. As time and life goes by, not everyone is able to ask their parent forgiveness for a variety of reasons. One obvious reason is because the parent is no longer in this world physically. However, there are situations when a parent is here physically, but mentally the parent is in a different place, right? Maybe mental issue like Alzheimer and so on and so forth. In my case, my father is in the next world now, right? He's looking down from down there, looking at me, right? So this is the little boy that never recognized me, but my spirit is in him because I taught them when I was young, right? I put that seed in their life, and it's growing, and he's a rabbi now. I'm very happy, right? And my mother is alive. We give glory to the Almighty. But in a situation where someone's parent or parents who is in this world but is not really aware of what is going on due to the lack of sight, of hearing, or a compromised mental issue, what can they respond when the son or the daughters or the children come and say, Mama, Papa, please forgive me? But they cannot hear. They are blind due to age, or because the situation that is happening now is that everybody has Alzheimer. It's done everywhere, right? They are here physically, but mentally they are not here. As I said, I've seen people. Their son will come to them, and they'll be asking their son, "Who are you?" They cannot recognize their son. What is your name? Some even get aggressive towards them. Oh, yeah, he came to come and steal my money. That's your son. That's your daughter. They don't have, this is your grandchildren. These are the grandchildren that you recognized 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, but now doesn't even know who they are. Now you as a son coming on Yom Kippur or now saying, "Oh, Papa, as usual, as a tradition, I want you to forgive me." What's he going to forgive you? Because he doesn't recognize it. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't know. But there is a part of the brain that still works. Not all the part is destroyed. No, there's that part, that tiny part that you can still work with. When you say, "Oh, Papa, you remember this. When you were young, maybe the dad loved a particular music. Oh, remember, Papa, the Bob Marley song, the Redemption song. Yes, I remember the Redemption song. Maybe that is his lovely or the best music that he liked from his young, or for when he was young. You remember that, and from there you can bring him up into a momentum of a present life. So therefore, there is some question that we have to ask ourselves. There is no question that as a son or as a daughter, you can be doing more for your parents to seek for their forgiveness. You can call often. For example, you call your parents. Maybe you live in a different town, your parents live in a different city. You take up the phone. "Mama, it's time of forgiveness. Please, Papa, it's time of forgiveness. Forgive me, because this is a tradition. This is our time." Or, for example, maybe you go to visit your mama or your papa once in a year. You say, no, now this year I'm going to visit my papa and my mama 3 times. You make it often. Let them see you. Because you are part of them. You are their genetic code. And overall, for us to be a better child for our parents. In this week's Parashat, Haazinu, the Torah states in Devarim chapter 32, verse 46. He said to them, "Pay close attention to all the words through which I warn you today, so that you will be able to instruct your children to keep all the words of this Torah carefully." The word "pay close attention" are not the literal translations. Rather, in actuality, they mean place on your heart. Think about it. Pay attention. Don't let it go boom. Don't let it enter here and go out here. Remember, pay close attention. Pay close attention. Read the Torah. Don't read it as if you are reading a novel. Torah is not a novel. Boom, fini. I can tell you the whole story in the Torah. Okay, tell me the whole story then. What do you know? In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. I think that is a fantasy because it's not possible. But in your mental head, it is impossible. But to the one who did it, it's possible. You wake up Adam, for example now, Adam Haazinu, right? Haazinu. You wake him up from the grave and he comes out, for example, if that is possible. And you tell him you have a television. I tell him there's a rocket that goes up. He's going to tell you you're a madman. But he has never seen a rocket in his life. He doesn't even understand how is that possible, or it's TV. Right? He doesn't know it. He doesn't understand it. But we understood it now perfectly well. We can do that. We manufacture them. Right? So that is the idea. We need to understand this. Pay attention. Pay close attention to what I am telling you, to what the Torah is saying. He said, Torah is your wisdom. Torah is the light that guides you in darkness. The world is a dark place. There is a lot of hole, a lot of garbage everywhere. And it is the Torah that guides you, that directs you, as I said many times, like a GPS. The world is dark. But God gave us the light to lead us, to tell us the truth, and for us to do what? To pay attention, to think about it. Think about what's going on in your heart, in your soul. Right? Are you the type of a child that complains? You know, Mama, I have not eaten for 4 days. Mama, you are a bad woman. Papa, you are a bad man. You punish me every day. You don't allow me to go with my friends. Right? I use myself as an example. My wife always said, your mama trained you very bad. I told her about my life. When I was young, my mama would keep me in the house. She would not allow me to go out. My sisters, who are senior, my junior ones, they go out, they play everywhere. They go to their friends' house, they do. But my mama, you see, my wife always said, that is what is affecting you till today, because the way you were raised. I said, no, understand? When I was young, I was angry because I couldn't go with my friends, like the my friends to go around. Now I grew up, I can grasp her understanding. Her son died. I have only one son. Her husband died. So she was so concerned about the only one that remained. I need to protect this one by all means. That's it. In my mind, I can understand it now. I need to keep this one. I think that this one can continue the name of the family. That this should not die. The method she used, you might not understand it at that time when you were young. You might think that method is correct, but it's not. Because at the end, I can see the result. You know, oh, you are not, you don't bring a lot of people. You don't have thousands of friends. That's what my wife said. Saying. I said no, because I was raised to be private. I like being private. You don't go out too much. Go out to go. I love my house. Why should I don't want to go out. I like staying in my house. I read my Torah. I relax. My house makes me happy. He said, no. You need to go out, go. I'm not like you. I'm not raised like you. But they are raised in a way that they go to the family, grandparents, all the family. They go every Saturdays, every Sundays. In their Sundays, they go to the family house. You know, they play with all their brothers, uncle, everything. But I don't have that in my time. My house is my peace. And I say, the only people ask me, say I've been here in Montreal for 10 years. Ask me anywhere. I know nowhere in the city. Nowhere. The only thing I know is my work and my house, and that is it. My work and my house, I'm happy. I don't waste time. Say, where are you going? He's at. Let's go have some nice time in the bar. Oh no! I'm going home. Why do you always go home? I love my house. And so we need to understand that. That is the way I was raised. Yeah, maybe does it have any negative something? Or some, it's not good to have a lot of friends. I don't know, but that is what she's telling me. She sees that deficiency from our perspective. But the woman that raised me, I can see why she did that. Because she was afraid. Because in our tradition, if you lose the son, you are nobody again. The woman is that woman is nobody. Even though you have daughters, they will kick you out. You have no inheritance with the people. So this I understand now, but at that time I didn't. I was like, why is this woman doing this? Why is that my junior women should be in the house? They meant to be outside playing. I mean, it should be the opposite. But now I understand our point of view. So Rabbi Yehuda Ariel gave us an understanding about this to pay close attention. Known as the Sefer Emet, he writes that the heart mentioned here needs preparation, just as the heart and the bed of a field need preparation to grow something, right? He wrote that one can seed and plant a field only after the earth has been tilled, only after the land is spread and seeded with the raindrop to be able to penetrate into the soil, allowing the seed to nourish so it can flourish and grow. What is Rabbi Yehuda saying? He said, our heart has to be prepared. If our heart is not prepared, we are wasting our time. Absolutely. You coming here, sitting down here, if you don't prepare your soul to receive. Remember, God is a giver. God is love. He gives. So, but you have to prepare your soul and your heart to receive that blessing. So when you receive that blessing, the blessing will generate, because you've already prepared your heart, it is ready. The soul is ready. The heart is ready to germinate the seed. Look at the process that we use physically. And that's why I always like to use physical example. My wife said, you go all around here before you answer a question. Because if I answer this question straight, I don't understand if the person understands what I'm saying. Because the person might go tomorrow and say, this is what my rabbi said. But he or she is not understanding my point of view. That is it. The process of bringing up a crop, Yeshua give us that understanding. Also, right? You prepare the land. You till the seed, they till the land, they do everything, prepare, right? Then they put the seed, right? And they wait. The rain comes, right? The seed dies, all right? And it comes back to life as a plant. And it germinates and it grows. The same process is spirituality. If you don't prepare your heart perfectly well, even though if you prepare your heart, for example, and I put the seed, which is the Torah, but we need one very, very important ingredient, the rain. Who gives the rain? God himself. If the heart is prepared everything and we put the seed and everything is dry, it's a desert, it will never grow. There is life in the desert. Remember, there is life in the desert. Once the desert receives a rain, the whole desert becomes green. Because the seed is waiting for the rain. The same thing here in our spiritual life. If you read the Torah and say, I can understand and know everything. Nobody knows everything in this world. We depend on one another. Right? Nobody is a guru. We are all gurus. Right? I learn from your experience. You learn from my experience. Hand washes hand. This hand can wash, but it won't be clean. Because in the center here, there's some dirt. Right? The same thing here, you can wash, but it's not good. You see some bacteria. But when both of them combine together, you wash, oh yeah, everything is clean, it's nice. People also say that iron sharpens iron. You take a rubber, you want to sharpen rubber with iron. Does it even make sense? It doesn't make sense. But when you take an iron with an iron, it becomes sharpened. It's sharp. The same idea here. It is God that feeds that seed. God command, let the seed come, and the seed comes. So we need to understand the principle that our rabbis are teaching us here. That we, as a child of God, prepare our heart, our soul, prepare the ground. Yeshua said, and the seed goes. And there's a seed sower that goes. Some of the seed fell on the ground. Some fell in the thorn. Some fell in the rock. Some fell in different places. But some grow and they die because there's no root to germinate. Some didn't even grow at all because there's no rain. But the heart that is prepared, that is ready, it enters. It's easy. It germinates. It grows, and it bears fruit to eternal life. However, without preparation or without proper preparation, the rain will bounce off the ground unable to penetrate into the soil where it needs to go. So too, a person needs to prepare his limbs and muscles and all different parts of their body to receive the abundance, the overflow of material needed to grow and prosper both physically and spiritually. If you did not prepare your heart, if you did not prepare your soul, God is God of mercy, He's a God of love. He sent the rain, right? But it will bounce off because the ground is not mixed, it's not prepared. So, but when we prepare it, everything goes smoothly. How do we prepare our heart is a question, so that the compassion of God is able to reach deep within us. How do we turn our sin into merit? Some of you might say, oh, Rabbi, can you turn the sin into a merit? Yes. You can turn your sin into merit. How can we do that? It's a question. And this is the simple answer. We each need to prepare our heart by first asking forgiveness. It's all the power of forgiveness. You commit a sin. It's in the Lord's Prayer. You say, in the Lord's Prayer, if I'm not making a mistake, he said, forgive us as we forgive those who sin against us. Can you see the power of that prayer? I want us to think about it very, 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 very deep. Forgive us as we forgive those that sins against us. Did you really forgive? Or you say, I forgive you, but in your heart, you keep it. You have to forgive, but don't forget. Forgive, don't forget. You must forgive. Because when you forgive, you receive forgiveness. And that, you turn it into a merit. It's a merit unto you. And God will count. Madam Jones, +1. Madam Cat, +1. Because you sincerely forgive. It's in your heart, your sin becomes a merit unto you. God will forgive you your sin. Because if we ask God for forgiveness from Him, but we don't see Him, but we cannot have forgiveness from the person, the Adam, the small God that we see, well, does it even make sense? There's no sense. Because you are too proud to seek forgiveness from your fellow human being, or you can run to your secret house or your secret place and say, God forgive me. Of course, it's easy to say, God forgive me because you don't see Him, you don't care. But you have to go to that person, remove your ego, remove that I, remove it. Forgive me, I did wrong, and pay compensation for what you did wrong. So, in Talmud, in Mishneh, Yom 8:8, it gives us this understanding that it is only by teshuvah, by atonement, that a sin can be forgiven. And this is what he said in Mishnah Yom 8:8. He said, for transgression between a person and God, Yom Kippur atone. A sin between you and God on Yom Kippur is atone. God atoned that on Yom Kippur. The sin I was sin against God on Yom Kippur, God cleared it. God removed it. But there is a but here. But the transgression between one person and another, Yom Kippur does not atone. No. Yom Kippur does not atone your sin against. If I sin against you, Yom Kippur does not atone that. No. I have to atone that. I need to go to you and say, forgive me. I'm sorry. And that is when it is clean. But by sin between me and God on Yom Kippur, God cleans that. But between a man and a man, Yom Kippur does not atone that. No. You have to go to that person, right? I repeat, to seek forgiveness and to pay compensation and to repair what you did wrong. And then you are clean. If someone is feeling a disconnect between himself and God, perhaps one needs to soften up and up their heart and allow the water of purification to enter one's heart. As I said, remember, pride. You harden your heart. That water of purification will never come in. Because the water of purification will be passing away. Because the heart is hardened like a stone. Right? So we need to soften our heart and allow that water of purification to come in. As the Mishnah concludes with the word of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva said, how fortunate are you, O Israel, before whom you are purified. And who purifies you? It is God that purifies us. Because we are so lucky that we are Israel. We are so lucky because we have the eternal God who redeemed us from all our iniquity. And furthermore, in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 25, it says, I will sprinkle purified water upon you, and you shall be purified. God will sprinkle the water of purification on each and every one of us, and we will be purified. We will be clean from our iniquity, from our sins, from those garbage that separate us from our God. And the Hanabi, Yahu, that is Jeremiah, Hanabi, the prophet Jeremiah said in 17 verse 13, chapter 17 verse 13, the ritual bath of Israel is God. Just as the ritual bath purified the impure, so too the Holy One of Israel, blessed be He, purified Israel. So it is God that purifies us all. So individually and collectively, we have to understand this. And during this time of forgiveness, you need to ask God, forgive me, I did wrong. And go to your friends, go to your relatives, go to your parents, go to your wife, go to your husband, ask them, your children, forgive me, I did wrong. And then on Yom Kippur, we are all ready to receive complete cleansing from God. Parashat, Haazinu. Shabbat Shalom.